Okay, fine. We have finished all the formalities. Now the session is recording. Sorry. Are you able to see the presentation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. As we seen in our last class, how the process flow will be there for textile industry, the similar way for the sugar also there will be a process. How it will be starts. Basically, it starts from harvesting, వ్యవసాయం నుంచి తర్వాత దాన్ని కట్ చేసిన దగ్గర నుంచి. Then it will go for preparation and milling process. Then it will go to juice extraction and juice clarification, which means clearing of all the minerals and also waste, etc. Then it will go to juice evaporation and concentration, and then it will go for crystallization process, then centrifugation, then drying and cooling, and also sugar refining, packaging and storage. Okay, this is the flow where the sugar cane which will be converted from the plant to a real sugar. It is in a crystal form. Okay, in the harvesting, the sugar cane will be doing by the mechanical as well as manual. అంటే ఏంటంటే మిషన్స్ ద్వారా హార్వెస్టింగ్ చేస్తారు, అంటే కట్ చేయటం. సో పండించిన పంటనంతా కూడాను either manually they will cut by the workers or by the machines will cut the sugar cane from the farming land. Then harvested sugar cane is loaded into the trucks and transported to the process facility. Once it is done, it will be loaded by the manually or by the mechanical means. Then it will be loaded. Abu Sahim, voice is not audible. What about others? Others also having same problem?
No, sir, it's audible.
Abu Sahim, can you please rejoin? Abu Sahim, I think others are able to hear me. Thank you. Then preparation and milling. Once we have cut from the agriculture land or farming land, then it will go for a preparation. Preparation in the sense removing of dirt, leaves and other debris, or some soil will be there on the roads. So they will do a preparation process and the clean చేసిన తర్వాత then it will go for the crushing mills to extract the juice. Generally it will be in the form of sticks form. So it will be crushed into the crushers so that it will be converted into juice. Then in the juice extraction process, the crushed sugar cane is subjected to a heavy pressure to extract the juice. How they will do? Maybe all we would have sugar cane juice already had in from the childhood, or maybe nowadays also people used to have a sugar cane juice. The stick of the sugar cane, which will be crushed between the rollers, so that with the pressure the juice can be extracted. Simple process. చిన్న చిన్న క్రషర్లో పెట్టి మనకి జ్యూస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. సిమిలర్ వే మనకి ఫ్యాక్టరీస్ లో ఏమవుతుందంటే దే విల్ హ్యావ్ ఎన్ బిగ్గర్ క్రష్ యూనిట్స్. సో వేర్ దే విల్ crush the tons of sugar cane together so that they will able to extract the juice. Then the extracted juice contains sugar, water and other dissolved components. It is not only a sugar, it will have a water content and also other components also will be there in that extracted juice. Then it will go to the next process, which is juice clarification. In this process, what will happen? They will do a clarification, and they will treat with a lime or a clarifying agents to remove the impurities. So generally, any process there will be an impurity. To remove that impurity in sugar, they use the lime and also suspended solids and also non-sugar components. To remove all these impurities, suspended solids and also non-sugar components, they use the lime and other processes for the removal process. And then clarification helps to improve the quality of the extracted juice. If you're removing impurities, means automatically it will improve the quality of the juice. ఏం చేస్తాము, ఒకటి హార్వెస్టింగ్ నుంచి లోడ్ అయిన తర్వాత మనకి ప్రిపరేషన్ స్టేజ్లోకి వస్తుంది. ప్రిపరేషన్ స్టేజ్లో డట్ కానీ ఏమన్నా ఆకులు కానీ అలాంటివి డెబ్రిస్ వేరే ఇతర పదార్థాలు ఏంటో వాటిని అన్నిటినీ క్లీన్ చేస్తాము. తర్వాత ఇది మిల్లింగ్లోకి వెళ్తుంది. మిల్లింగ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే క్రషర్స్లోకి వెళ్తుంది. క్రషర్స్లోకి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత ఏమవుతుంది, అక్కడ మనకి జ్యూస్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. జ్యూస్ అంటే ఏంటంటే షుగర్ నుంచి వచ్చిన వాటర్ కంటెంట్ ప్రెస్ చేసిన తర్వాత మనకి షుగర్ కేన్ జ్యూస్ అనేది వస్తుంది. సో దాన్ని ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేసి తర్వాత క్లారిఫికేషన్ ప్రాసెస్లో దాన్ని ఏదైతే జ్యూస్ అని దాన్ని మనము క్రషింగ్ ఆర్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ ప్రాసెస్ లో బయటకు తీసామో దాన్ని ఇక్కడ ఏజెంట్స్ అంటే లైమ్ యూజ్ చేసి మనము ఇంప్యూరిటీస్ అందులో ఉండే మలినాలని రిమూవ్ చేస్తాం. సో దట్ హియర్ ద క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ది జ్యూస్ విల్ ఇంప్రూవ్స్. దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ గో టు జ్యూస్ ఎవాపరేషన్ అండ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్. కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ అంటే ఏమంటే గాఢత. ద క్లారిఫైడ్ జ్యూస్ ఈజ్ హీటెడ్ అండ్ ఆల్సో ఎవాపరేటెడ్ టు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ది షుగర్ కంటెంట్. ఏమవుతుంది, ఇంట్లో మనం ఎప్పుడన్నా పిండి వంటలు చేసేటప్పుడు ఒక బాండిలో మనము వాటర్ వేసి షుగర్ వేసి దాన్ని చూస్ చేస్తుంటాము. సో మీరు హీట్ చేసి దాన్ని స్టిర్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు తిప్పుతూ ఉంటే కొంతసేపటికి ఏమవుతుంది, ఇట్ విల్ బికమ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేటెడ్. ఇనిషియల్లీ మనకి వాటర్ ఫామ్ లో ఉంటుంది. ఓవర్ ఎ పీరియడ్ యువర్ హీటింగ్ అప్ ద జ్యూస్ ఆర్ ద లిక్కర్ అండ్ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్ కంటిన్యూస్లీ, ఇట్ విల్ గెట్ ది కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్. అంటే మనకి దాని కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్, దాని గాఢత అనేది, విస్కాసిటీ అనేది పెరుగుతుంది. ద కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఇన్వాల్వ్స్ రిమూవల్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్. అంటే ఏంటి, అందులో ఉండే వాటర్ కంటెంట్ని తీసేస్తాము అండ్ లివింగ్ ఏ మోర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ షుగర్ సొల్యూషన్. సో ఏమవుతుందంటే ఏదైతే రియల్ షుగర్ సొల్యూషన్ ఉందో దాని యొక్క గాఢత అనేది పెరుగుతుంది, అంటే దాని యొక్క విస్కాసిటీ అనేది పెరుగుతుంది. దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇట్ విల్ గో ఫర్ క్రిస్టలైజేషన్. ఏమవుతుంది, ఇనిషియలీ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ఏ జ్యూస్ ఫార్మ్, then it is evaporated, whatever the water content is there, other components in the juice, then it has been made concentrated. అంటే దాని యొక్క క్వాలిటీ, దాని యొక్క విస్కాసిటీ అనేది పెరుగుతుంది. దెన్ క్రిస్టలైజేషన్. ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ క్రిస్టలైజేషన్, the concentrated juice is seeded with a sugar crystals or other nuclei to initiate a crystallization process. Here what will happen, the concentrated sugar which is in a semi-solid, it's almost like a grease or other form, it will be converted into crystals. The crystals begin to form as in a temperature and also sugar concentration are carefully controlled, and it will happen in a certain temperature and certain concentration of sugar component in this material, it will starts forming crystals. Then centrifugation, the sugar crystals are separated from the mother liquor, which is molasses, using the centrifuges. We know centrifuge in chemical processes they used to take. What will happen there, whatever the liquid content which is there in the material, it will be removed by the centrifugal process. The similar way here also, the crystals are separated from the mother liquor by the centrifuges. And this process separates the sugar crystals, which are a raw sugar, from the molasses. Molasses, and it is a thick liquor. So from there, they will remove all these sugar crystals. And next process will be drying and cooling. Here what will happen, the separated sugar crystals, ఏవైతే మనకి వన్స్ మనము జ్యూస్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ని పెంచుతాము. ఎందుకు, వాటర్ని జ్యూస్ని హీట్ చేయడం వల్ల ఏదైతే ఎక్సెస్ వాటర్ కంటెంట్ ఉందో అదంతా వెళ్ళిపోయి ఓన్లీ ప్యూర్ షుగర్, మొలాసిస్ అంటారు దాన్ని, అది మాత్రం ఉంటుంది. దాని తర్వాత దాన్ని క్రిస్టలైజేషన్ చేస్తాము. ఏదైతే మనము షుగర్ మనం చూస్తున్నామో తర్వాత దీన్ని లిక్విడ్ స్టేట్, అంటే సెమీ లిక్విడ్ నుంచి సాలిడ్ స్టేట్లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది. తర్వాత అది ఎలా వస్తుంది అంటే సెంట్రిఫ్యూగేషన్, అంటే సెంట్రిఫ్యూగల్ ప్రాసెస్ ద్వారా కాన్సన్ట్రేటెడ్ లిక్విడ్ అనేది క్రిస్టల్ రూపంలో మారుతుంది. దాని తర్వాత ఏమవుతుంది, డ్రైయింగ్ అండ్ కూలింగ్. సో వైల్ డూయింగ్ దిస్ ప్రాసెస్, the crystals will have certain temperature. So ఇది ఈ ప్రాసెస్ లో ఉండటం వల్ల అది దాని యొక్క కొంత టెంపరేచర్ కలిగి ఉంటుంది. సో దెన్ ఇట్ what will happen, it is separated as in a sugar crystals or dried and cooled to remove the residual moisture. సో దాంట్లో స్టిల్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఏ సమ్ రెసిడ్యువల్, అంటే మిగిలిపోయిన వాటర్ కంటెంట్ లేదంటే తేమ శాతం ఉంటుంది, కానీ దాన్ని రిమూవ్ చేస్తారు. దెన్ డ్రైడ్ షుగర్ క్రిస్టల్స్ ఆర్ దెన్ రెడీ ఫర్ ది ఫర్దర్ ప్రాసెసింగ్. దెన్ దిస్ ఈస్ అన్ initial raw sugar, it will be ready in this process to take it to the next level. Then refining. This refining, it is an optional, it is not a necessary, but it is an optional activity in the process of sugar. A raw sugar may undergo additional refining process to remove the impurities and produce a refined sugar products. Refining in the sense make a better quality. For example, everybody will eat rice. So initially from the rice, they will be processed, they will take a one layer of it, again they will have one more layer above that. Again, they'll do the polishing. Once you do the polishing, there will be a final product which will be seen very visible, and also the rice also, it looks very white. So because they have done a polishing, they have refined the rice, so that what will happen, it will get the more quality. Then packing and storage. So next what will happen, once you have done a refining process, then it will go for packing. The final sugar products are packed in bags and also other containers to distribution and scale. And the packaging sugar is stored in a warehouse until it is shipped, and also retailers or consumers. Definitely is the last process. Once they have done a complete processing of the sugar, it will go for packing. And also in the process of the sugar cane or sugar, we will get some byproducts also. The main byproducts are molasses, which will be used for the making of this animal feeds. If you see animal feeds for buffaloes or cows and other sugar, feeds, which they used to give as an additional minerals or additional protein for the animals, there this molasses will be used to add the sweetness to the material or the sweetness to the product. Then ethanol. This is also other byproduct. If applicable, some of the facilities, a sugar cane may be also be used to produce an ethanol for the fuel and also other industrial purposes. These are the major two byproducts, molasses and also ethanol will be produced, or which will be come out as a byproduct of this sugar processing. Okay, this is about the flow. One is harvesting, then it will go to preparation, and then it will be go for milling. In the process of milling, juice will be extracted. Then the juice will be undergo to some quality steps to remove the impurities and suspended solids. Then whatever the juice which is extracted, then it will add the concentration. We will increase the concentration of the juice by heating. Then it will go to the crystallization process by the. Then it will go for centrifugation, which means they will remove the crystals, or they will separate the crystals from the mother liquid. Then it will go for drying and cooling to remove the residual moisture. And ఏదైతే మిగిలిన తేమ శాతం ఉందో దాన్ని రిమూవ్ చేయడానికి they'll use the drying and cooling. Then it will go for refining process. Then finally it will go for packing. This is the process of the sugar. If you see all these processes, these are majorly people and also machines are involved. As we know that if any accident has to happen, there is a hierarchy. 80% of accidents happens due to the human activities, and 18% of accidents happens due to the unsafe conditions, and 2% of accident happens due to the act of God. అంటే ఏంటంటే 80% జరిగే ప్రమాదాలన్నీ కూడాను మనుషులు చేసే తప్పిదాల వల్ల జరుగుతుంటే 18% జరిగే తప్పిదాలు ఎక్విప్మెంట్లు వాటి పరిసర ప్రాంతాల వల్ల జరుగుతూ ఉంటాయి. 2%, మిగిలిన 2% అంటే 100%లో యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ గాడ్, అంటే భూకంపాలు రావటము, ఫ్లడ్స్ రావటము, ఎక్సెసివ్ టెంపరేచర్స్ పెరిగిపోవటము, వీటన్నింటి వల్ల కూడాను మనకి ప్రమాదాలు జరిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద జనరలైజ్డ్ conditions where this accident happens with the contribution of people and also machines and also act of God. One second, I'll mute. Okay. Now we'll see the sugarcane industry process several hazards due to the workers, due to the nature of its process and also task involved. And these hazards can vary depending on specific task, equipment used, and also the work environment. Always we see in safety engineering too, we were discussing about the ventilation and heat stress. So if the work environment, wherever the people are working, the environment is not comfortable to work, or the environment is not that much friendly to work, or it is having more dust, or it is having more heat, or it is having more fumes or other atmosphere, so there the people are not able to work. So the work environment also is very much important in the process of improving the safety culture. And here we'll see some of the health hazards associated with this sugar care industry. The first one is a chemical exposure. Now we will understand how people will be exposed for the chemicals. Majorly in the process of farming, it is sugarcane farming, the pesticides and also agrochemicals. So agrochemicals means whatever the chemicals they are applying to protect the sugarcane from the various kinds of pests and also insecticides. The workers involved in cultivating and also harvesting sugarcane may be exposed to the pesticides and other agriculture used for the pest control. And also the prolonged exposure can lead to the skin irritation, respiratory issues, and also long-term health effects. So whatever the chemicals they are using in the form of cultivating of the sugarcane, there they were exposing with the pesticides, resulting they will into skin irritations, respiratory issues, and long-term health effects. If you see some of the chemicals, which my experience, if they are not sprayed properly due to the exposure of that specific chemical, they used to fall in sick for 2 days, 3 days. And some of the people I have seen, they have died also, in my experience. So there also the people will expose. And also the chemical processing, the workers in processing areas may be exposed to the chemicals used for the juice clarification or in the process of crystallization and also other stages of sugar production. And these chemical exposure also will be resulting in skin irritations, respiratory problems, and also other health issues. Here I have a question. What are the ways a chemical can enter into our body? This also we have discussed previously. అంటే ఒక కెమికల్ అనేది ఎన్ని రకాలుగా మనకి హ్యూమన్ బాడీలోకి ఎంటర్ అవ్వచ్చు? Anybody can answer?
Sinraj here.
Yes, Sinraj.
Yeah, direct contact to eyes,
Okay.
through inhalation,
Mhm.
through nose inhalation, through mouth
Okay.
injection,
Okay.
direct injection if you are going to use any needle operation or something. Unknowingly, there will be
Okay.
injection to the health.
Okay.
Yeah, skin contact, eye contact, inhalation, injection.
Okay. Yeah. In through the skin contact, we can say it as an absorption. So through the skin, it will get absorbed. Okay.
Yeah.
Majorly,
Okay, sir.
thank you, Sinraj. Majorly, first is the direct contact by the skin, which is called absorption process, and then inhalation, which is through the nozzle, through our respiratory system, it can enter, and also ingestion, which is oral, and also injection, which is directly entering into our body by the needle or any other means of entry. So how in case of any illness happens, we used to go to hospital, they used to do an injection. That is a injection process. These are the various ways a chemical can enter into human body. Okay. And next one, heat stress and also dehydration. This is also one of the hazard the people used to get affected in the process of harvesting as well as in the industry. In the harvesting and also field work, the workers performing physical demanding tasks in hot and also humid concentrations, such as harvesting and the field works, or at the risk of heat stress, dehydration, and also heat related illness if the proper precautions are not taken. The people used to work in the farmlands. So if they are not taking a sufficient amount of water during the work schedule, they will get loss of minerals in the form of sweating. They will be resulting into a dehydration. So they will get affected as heat stress or heat stroke. Okay, that is the one hazard. Then musculoskeletal injuries. The musculoskeletal injuries, in the sense, this will be resulting because of a manual handling and improper ergonomic. Ergonomic we've discussed. What is mean by ergonomics? Anyone?
Body posture.
Okay, very good. Body posture. What kind of body posture?
Sitting not properly, sir. If any working condition, sitting is not a proper condition.
Okay, the position which a person is sitting he is not able to work comfortably for the duration which is assigned, which will be result in the form of a fatigue or in the form of pains or in the form of swelling or maybe in the form of a stress. So he is not able to work comfortably for a duration of 8 hours. That will be an improper or improper ergonomic position or sitting posture. Okay. Venkateswara garu cheppandi. Do you have any inputs?
ఫిజికల్ హెజార్డ్స్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వర్క్ ప్లేస్ లో మనకి ఎక్కువగా మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే సార్ ఫాల్ ఇంజరీస్, స్లిప్ ఇంజరీస్ జరుగుతూ ఉంటాయి కదా. దెర్ ఈస్ నో
అవును.
స్పేస్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ undergoes into the ergonomic hazards.
Yes, this is also important. As we discussed in our IS 102 ergonomical design of equipments and machines. So wherever
Yes.
the people are working with the machines, they should have a sufficient space to accommodate all their things and needs, which is to operate that specific machine. ఏదైతే మిషన్ మనము ఆపరేట్ చేస్తున్నామో ఆ యొక్క మిషన్ కి సంబంధించిన టూల్స్ కానీ పనిముట్లు కానీ రా మెటీరియల్స్ కానీ కంట్రోల్ స్విచెస్ కానీ ఎమర్జెన్సీ కంట్రోల్ స్విచెస్ కానీ రెగ్యులర్ ఆపరేటింగ్ స్విచెస్ కానీ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ఈజీలీ యాక్సెసిబుల్ and it should not impact the person a movement. Thank you Venkateshwar. That is also comes under ergonomics. Simply this ergonomics in the sense of fitting a work to the person, not a work to the people. For example, I am doing an activity. The management has to make that activity how I can comfortably work without spending an excess time or excess energy. It does not mean that the company is not giving anything. For example, I have to lift a weight of 80 kg or 70 kg for my complete entire shift. I can able to lift for first 5-6 lifts. Then later I'm not able to, because I'm not capable to lift for 8 hours of duration 70 kg bag. The company is not giving anything for me to do it. For example, any forklift or any other means of lifting tools and tackles. In other way around, other company, a company B, which is giving or which is lifting same kind of weight, which is 70 kg, but he is equipped with a forklift or he is equipped with other lifting aids. So there the difference is the person who is doing that activity, he is comfortable because he is not putting any extra effort to lift that specific weight. That is about simply fitting a work to the person, not a person to the work. That is simply an ergonomics. Then manual handling. So as we see this musculoskeletal injuries, a worker involved in manual tasks like cutting, lifting, and also carrying sugar cane and can develop a musculoskeletal injuries, including strains and sprains and also back injuries due to the repetitive motion and also heavy lifting. So this musculoskeletal injuries will happen due to the repetitive motion. Basically, we can see this repetitive motions in assembly lines, especially, or any mass production industries. There we can see this repetitive motions. And then improper ergonomics, poor ergonomics in workstations, equipment operation, and lifting techniques can contribute to the musculoskeletal disorders over time. So if you're the sitting posture, which is not proper, so I'm not sitting properly, I'm just sitting towards the monitor, I'm doing in a desktop job. So over a period of time, what will happen? I may get a back pain and also a neck pain because of my sitting posture is wrong. And next one, noise exposure. Obviously, in the process of sugar, there will be a number of machines are using. The machines definitely it will make a noise. So as we see noise, what is the exposure level for 8 hours? How much dB a person can expose for 8 hours?
85 decibel.
As per OSHA, I think somebody answered in, yeah, Damodaran, 90 dB. So we can expose for 8 hours of duration 90 decibels. Okay, as I told you in a shortcut, 90 decibels for 8 hours. For increasing of every 5 decibels, the work hours will be divided by half. So if you are increasing 5 decibels of exposure noise, so automatically your number of working hours in that specific noise will be reduced by half. For example, 90 decibels for 8 hours, 95 decibels, it will become 4 hours. 90